I just got ready. I just came into my own artistry now. Like, I just now got my own ad-libs, just now got my own flow. Thanks to the people wanting a Big Sean album so much that it's coming now.
After this, I feel like that talk is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
You start to look at
this
it.
Is what,
and then Drunk on Love is like, there's no way looking back.
Cake ran up the charts so fast, it's impossible. You know how many times the playback value on this snip, on this interlude, is insane.
Ass and Cake, they both 80 BPM, so the DJs is blending them together. It's like we having a whole little Internz little moment in the club.
That moment.
They bring out the important bottles.
Big Sean ass. And no idea was working with Nas and him. And he's like, I just gotta find that one record for him, whatever like that.
Yeah, he said, I need something young. Then he ran it back and listened to it again and was like, oh.
And then Sean, he jumped on it and finished it. And, you know, so the rest was history.
Sunny LA, we are here again. I like all my travels, all my plane rides to land right here in sunny LA. I'm here at the legendary studio, Lion Share Studios, the greats are on the wall, Stevie, Lionel, Mike, Quincy, and I'm here and I like to take the walks and the GOAT steps. Another GOAT Farm episode with the Interns. Make sure you go to shoptomorrow.com and get all the gear. Brand new hats is out. And make sure you like and subscribe now. BackTrak, inserts, Don Cannon. And we here, baby. You know it. Check it out, man. It's the boy Don Cannon, the #1 co-signer. And you know my slang, but we at the GOAT Farm. Another GOAT Farm. With my boys, the Interns, co-sign too. What's up, guys?
Yo, Cannon, what's up, man?
Man, it's a family affair right here, man. You know, we go way back. I watched you guys do some of the biggest records. I know, you know, I'm gonna easily confess this and say I was jealous when y'all came off some of them hit records. I'm still in the hip hop underground.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm in here slaving out and making these joints, getting no royalties. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, these niggas got 2 smashes. They came with another one, another one. You know what I mean? And then he's like, yo, I got this artist. Y'all had an artist, you know, own studio. I'm like, damn, I'm out here lunching. What the fuck going on? You know what I mean?
Right.
Went in Def Jam and learned a little bit about the business. And, you know, while I'm doing that, I met you guys, you know what I mean?
Right.
Y'all always been family, you know, even you moving over here, I talk to you over there, I talk to him over here. He's always hitting me talking about some goddamn horn and how he started a band and shit. You know, he's over here A&R and everything. Yo, Jeremiah need a joint, You know what I'm saying? So that's how we build our relationship. Y'all good?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Great, man.
Where y'all from? Y'all from Chicago, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. I'm from like south side Chicago. Actually, Harvey, Chicago.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm from.
All right.
That'd be the land.
Harvey.
Yes, sir.
Which is a different country than the west side of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It's a totally different country. You know, we out west Illinois, Maywood, Broadview.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why is it like that? You know, when it comes to the Midwest, like, you know, when I used to DJ a lot of them joints, like some people used to be, I'm from Chicago, but they're from East St. Louis. You know what I mean? Or they be from, you know what I'm saying? It'll be Indiana or they be from Chicago. Like, nah, that ain't Chicago. We're west side, south side. Like, man, that ain't that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got Harvey. I spent some time in Streamwood, which is like 45 minutes out for a little bit. And man, I always loved Chicago, man. The taste level up there was just, you know, bar none. I always talk about Dante from Fashion Firm. I used to make the jet.
Yes,
What's up, baby?
Yes, sir.
Undefeated was there, you know what I mean? There was so much stuff, you know. Even my man down there, Val, that had the spot.
Success.
I
of
mean,
course.
I just
What's
saw
up?
him
Yes,
at Complex Con. Complex Con. Shout out to him. But tell me about Chicago and y'all coming up.
Man, I mean, it's a cheat code. You know, we sit in the middle of the map. We getting influence from the East Coast, West Coast, down South, you know, but it's just a very soulful town. You know what I mean? When I had my run-in with brother Quincy Jones, the late great, right? He's my hero. I read his book, Going to FAMU, but he immediately went to his upbringing in Chicago and like how that foundation set the tone for him to be Quincy Jones, you know what I mean? So, You know, it's just one of them towns where if you can make it there and you get that Chicago love, the world is your oyster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for me, man, you know, growing up music-wise was impeccable, bro, because, you know, you got everything, what we call juke music, you know what I'm saying? But then you got juke and footwork, it's two different things. So when people speak about this, you knew what side of town somebody was from by saying that, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then just, you know, like...
House, too.
Yeah, of course, man, you know what I'm saying? Deep house or whatever.
We're gonna unpack some shit today.
And just like, you know, just the history of just like, even from, you know, the soul of the city, and that's how the whole camp, you know, the sampling, cats like Kanye, you know what I'm saying, No ID, you know what I'm saying, Twilight Tone, all these cats, man, you know what I'm saying, like, it's like, it goes all the way back, man, so we always been a musical city with so many different influences, you know, from our own people, because like I always say, man, when it came to like house music, juke, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, all the, you know, juke DJs, man, the concepts and ideas they come up with, crazy. I'd be like, man, what you thinking about?
Crazy. And most of them, you know, most of the hip hoppers, they started with the house music in Chicago. Yeah. You know what I mean? Neon, No ID, for instance, always told me, yo, he DJ house, you know what I'm saying, before he got into really making his beats. Before we get into the history, I always ask this first. Did you grow up in a religious family, both of you?
Of course,
So
man.
I'm gonna say it's Sunrise, baby. You know what I'm saying? 50-50.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You got the lemonade and OJ.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, you got
I'm
the
the same
lemonade
way.
and OJ.
Mine was church almost 7 days a week. Went to Catholic school.
Oh, man.
And then AME, and then you visiting some Baptists, is church top. Man, what?
Did that influence y'all music? Just being like that? I know you 50-50. I was 50-50. I was different, you know what I mean?
I think at an early age, just like my mom and pops, you know what I'm saying, was spinning records, and then from spinning records, you know, that's when I went into the whole like Columbia House ordering the CDs and BMG and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like the influence was like at an early age, I didn't even know that I like musical R&B type stuff. I never even realized that till I got, you know, older, because I'm like, dang, this sounds familiar. Seems like I understand this.
Right.
I mean, for me, you know, it's completely all the way Central America, right? You know what I'm saying? People find out what my government is. Marcos Enrique Palacios. I am Panamanian and Guatemalan on the west side of Chicago. So, man, me and my cousin, we joke about this all the time, riding to St. Joe's, man. Uncle Johnny smacking some Bob Marley. And we go to school, I shot the sheriff.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So I got a whole...
shot.
Man, so the Latin influences, the Jamaican, the Caribbean, all of that is going with, you know, the juke. Because two is who, like, made me appreciate juke on a whole nother level. Because we just get in the car one day, two just pop, not drop, not pop, not drop. I'm like, that's what you want today? That's how you feel on this afternoon? Now I'm just in the car like this. But then after a while, I'm like,
bounce.
you know what I'm saying?
The rhythms.
Yeah, it was a amalgamation, you know what I mean? Of a lot. Then I'm playing saxophone and going to FAMU and in a marching band and in a symphonic band, you know what I'm saying? So I'm learning about arrangement, you know, and music theory, changing the keys, transposition.
So like, you learned, you were self-taught, or you had people teaching you?
No, Mom's had me in piano lessons from 6 years old, then saxophone lessons, then third string drummer in the church. You know what I'm saying? Said third string.
Third string. That means you was behind too. Then you ain't even get $100. You was free.
I'm free.
Into reserve.
And I go up when the baby choir go up. Not the youth choir. When the little kids, they start walking them up.
The Alkaline Guild.
Let Coach play this one. You know what I'm saying?
All these blessings come from God.
That's the beat. Pat. Bruh. But you know what I'm saying? Fast forward to Tony, you know, Lil Tony, you know, that's Kendrick, music director, you know, and he was in our band, Affordable Healthcare. But one day in the studio, he just like, man, you my favorite drummer.
Wait. The band was called Affordable Healthcare.
Tell him about that, Clark. Tell him about our band, Affordable Healthcare, bro.
Shout out to Kevin Randolph and Tony.
Whoa. So Kevin Randolph was in there?
And Tony Russell.
Wow, bro. Yeah. What the fuck?
So when you think about Kendrick's Super Bowl show, Tony, then go to the Internz, Jasmine Sullivan Stanley record. That's affordable healthcare, bro.
Wait, let's get into affordable healthcare.
Let's talk about it.
What is that name about, bro?
Man, it was all about a feel and a style, dog. You know what I'm saying? It was about feeling, dog. So right. So I had a song called "Work This Mother." Do you like that? Oh, you with that? You're like bounce, 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 bounce. Everything was about feeling.
Yo.
Everything was about feeling in style and swag. So we just like, yo, we just in the studio, just fucking around, man. We in the studio just fucking around, bouncing from the front room, the back room, that's going through, you know what I'm saying, vibes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I even got on the mic. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play the record. I got the record on my phone. No. Look at that. I got a record. I demoed the record. You probably be like, yo, too, this shit is actually not bad.
Hey, that shit slapping. I've been begging them to put this shit out for years. Please, dog.
How old was y'all when the affordable healthcare?
Affordable healthcare, man. Affordable healthcare was affordable probably like
2012.
Man, I don't know. We was affordable. We was affordable a couple of man, I don't know.
But look, you gotta ask him the intern. Two came up with the Interns and affordable healthcare. He just walk in one day and be like, hey man, cause you know what, man? Hey man. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Definitely do this.
This is two Easter. I always wanted to have a company called the Interns. Now me, you know, too, he is my big bro. So I was very impressed. I've always wanted to have a big brother.
Right.
When he come with this speech right here, I used to be like,
I've seen a lot of those
interns.
speeches.
You know what I'm saying? What? Wow, so then we can have a pencil? I can get a pencil tattoo. And we could just write your life. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm stuck on affordable healthcare.
Affordable healthcare.
Yo,
we still got that. That's in the tuck. And we got a couple of records, man.
Yeah.
We got a couple of records for real.
Tony, Kev, y'all too.
Yeah.
And that, did you say the age that was? Or that later on?
That's probably like 20.
That's 2012.
Oh, that's 2012? Okay.
I thought it was like 14. No? Maybe between there, because we did a whole slew of records too, even for like major artists.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So we like, you know what I'm saying, like from co-executive producing like Marsha album.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? From doing Stanley.
Remember that.
You know what I'm saying? Like even the beginning of it, Lightweight was, you know what I'm saying, even 7th Streeter. You know, like the records we, you know what I'm saying, we did on that. So like when you hear the stylistic and the feel of those records like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? These records are truly produced records. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? From front to back.
That's a fact. The Juke man. Let's talk about that. Where did this, originate from? Like what year? And then what year did you catch the bug liking that music?
Man, dog, so when I was in high school, we used to have a little crew called Chaotic Eskimos. I know I'm gonna say like it's Chaotic Eskimos, right?
No, hold on.
It's not rocket. Edit that out, man. I just had a snot rocket, man.
Yo,
What is
that's
you
a
saying,
yeah.
man?
Yo, everything. Though you just said snot rocket.
Yeah.
What the fuck is a snot rocket? Yo,
Because I knew about the Eskimo bar, but
wait.
No, Chaotic, baby. Chaotic Eskimos. So, my man Willie from Day 26, shout out Will, we from Harvard.
Okay.
So
Shout out
back
to
in the
Will.
day, we used to shut the whole talent shows down.
Word.
So it'd be like, they used to be like, it used to be called Quiet Storm. That was the name of his R&B group.
Okay.
Back then, before he got into, Day 26. And it's Chaotic Eskimos. And outside of Chaotic Eskimos, it was the whole dance teams. So, dog, we used to pack out the whole arena. So ever since I've been young, I've been cool.
Yeah.
I tell people I've been cool. Like, hey, dog, I've been cool.
No, he
dog.
stayed
I've been cool and fine.
He never changed.
Anybody looking at this, they gonna be like, he ain't lying, man. He ain't lying. I've been cool, dog. So,
Hey, man.
Oh, the Eskimos got to be a part because of the snow.
huh?
The snow in
It was
Chicago?
just like, man.
Oh, y'all just cool.
So
cool like
so
Okay.
So no. So Wu-Tang Clan, all that stuff, like so many different influences growing up, right?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So just like, yo, man, we just gonna start,
Yeah.
something, you know what I'm saying, that's similar to not, the Wu-Tang Clan called stuff Chaotic Eskimos, man. Everybody in there, you had Frostbite, you had Mr. Freeze, you had Sub-Zero,
Yo, this ain't real.
you had Chili Willy.
This not real.
Hey, dog!
Yo, this is not fucking real, dog.
You calling me
This-
Jay-Z
this-
right
nah,
now? I'm
this is-
freestyling all this right now.
That man
I'm
said
freestyling.
Chili Willy.
Run it
I'm
back,
freestyling
run it
all
back,
this.
run it back.
Why would he say Chili Willy, man?
Chaotic Eskimos, cold as the
Yo,
wind, bringing
hold
my
on.
styles as
Bring
we into the center.
Yo. Bring these names back, dog. Hold on. All right. How many people was in the group?
Man, so man, we started off with just me, my man T. Cole, and B. Porter.
Okay.
So Then, you know what I'm saying, from there, we just start adding members.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We put members on the squad. You know what I'm saying? So you had Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero, Frostbite, you know what I'm saying, Chili Willy. You know what I'm saying? We just keep on, we kept on rolling.
What's your name?
So who? I was Sub-Zero, fam.
Sub-Zero, okay.
Yeah, I even got my first tattoo that said Sub-Zero, man. Yeah, so.
I thought it was Mr. Freeze.
Mortal Kombat came out. He was like, see, that's me. That's me. I'm Sub-Zero.
Nah.
Yeah.
But straight up, man, them influences, like when I was young, like that was the whole like party vibe, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you had like house party, like movie out, different things or whatever. So I was all about that. So I had everybody around me that was hustlers, that was gangsters. But I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like the cool, wavy kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? Into the chicks, all that stuff, right?
Right.
So, man, the influence from that, man, was just always around me. People always dancing, popping, juking, you know what I'm saying? The feel of music. Somebody's always rapping, you know what I'm saying? You had East Coast influences, you had Chicago influences, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have any Southern influences, you know, at all, but it was more like East Coast and what we did, you know, in the city from coming from Chicago.
That's deep right there.
That
took me out.
Because even Common
had a cousin.
Common had a cousin, they to graduate, and we used to ditch and go over Common crib. Common used to stay in like 3 Fat in the basement. We'd go over his crib, man, you know what I'm saying? And on the south side, we'd go up in there, he'd be up in there playing some of his music and stuff like that the whole damn yard.
So when we finally link, I feel like some of this culture is completely unacceptable. Being Philly hustle. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, man, why you know how to dance that good? You just saying? Yeah. We be hanging out with girls, hanging out, you know what I'm saying, having a good time. Two start doing his dance moves.
Yeah. Bust out the break dance and all kinds.
Yo, that ain't no break dance. I'm just gonna grab her a certain way. And this gyrate and roll a certain way.
He started stripping basically, like he basically turned into an escort. And I'm like, hey man, we was sitting there having a good time. Now the whole conversation different. Everybody want to know where he strip out on the weekends. Why do he know how to dance this good? This is weird.
He turns to an escort.
That's real.
That's wild, bro. So you had Juke mixtapes and everything like that?
What?
Yeah.
So, you know, back in the day, man, shout out to Sluggo, shout out to Chip, Napis, everybody. Shout out to all y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
So they used to have Juke, you know what I'm saying, mixtapes, different colors. They was orange, they was purple. Hey, that was the shit.
That's wild.
Orange, purple, turquoise, group. You be like, yo, man, give me that Cannon 101, volume 6. Yo, DJ Don Cannon 101, volume 6. We about to do this right now for the city. You about to drop right now. Southside, where you out? Southside, Southside, Southside. South, we working. Boom, 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 boom. We working. It's working. Yeah. Hey, for real, bro. Hey. The whole city, it go right now, bro. If they put that on right now,
that's about to ask you why you
room will go up.
Why you don't think that culture's transitioned like how drill has and how?
I mean, because that's a native Chicago sound. If you're not from the city, like
so is drill though. By the way,
yeah,
drill's a native Chicago sound. Yeah. In my opinion,
I think you guys learn how to commercialize it. Okay. We never learned how to commercialize it, right? I think we let.
Well, I feel like the Philly house, some of that.
It's similar, like so the rhythms are different. So Jersey and Philly house is totally different. In Philly we used a lot of hip hop based break beats to make our joints, and then you got Jersey was just house. Then you had DC that had their version of house. Right. So New York had their version of house. Yeah. Then Detroit was super fast. You know what I mean? And then footwork was different, and then Juke. So it's like. I was just wondering, like, because if you throw it on in Chicago now and they go crazy, why hasn't that transition that you seeing the kids now dancing and moving around?
I think the culture right now growing, they tap back into it. They tap back into it. They actually putting, you know what I'm saying, rap records to, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the Juke, like, music. But we never really took it there, right? I think, shout out to Missy. She actually came in and kind of infiltrated for a little while, you know what I'm saying, while she was doing her thing. Like music made me lose control, all that different stuff or whatever. She took a lot of Chicago elements, displayed it in the video, you know what I'm saying, with the footwork and the juking and everything like that. The music per se wasn't that. She made it her way, but she took the elements of the influence and put it into her music and like, you know what I'm saying, showed it and displayed it. And she used people from the crib too.
Yeah, I was wondering why we wouldn't sample that now. Like people just starting a new genre, 2025, we still trying to figure out where music is going, especially with hip hop. why we haven't gotten to these subgenres that people don't appreciate anymore in genres with the kids, because they seem like the generation that's wanting to try stuff more than anybody else.
True.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
So maybe that's something we got to do.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Don't steal our idea, motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And you was primarily gospel or what when you started, like 15, 16, 17? Was it like church, or you was all the way out to church already?
It was I was in the R&B world.
Okay.
Crazy. I was in the R&B world. You know, just listening to WGCI, right? Like,
What was the influences? Was it Kells? Was it?
of course, Kells. You know, Mary. Shit, when the Soul for Real dropped, you know, all that. You know, I don't know. I feel like whatever the sound of WGCI was, and even like Power 92 back then, because that's what I could get away with in the house. You know, it wasn't no older brother. I'm an only child, so everybody always talking shit about the spoiled shit. You know what I'm saying? So my mom, as long as it ain't no cussing coming out the room, it's smooth.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that in the secular space, because a lot of us, you know, grew up in the church, but had a hard time dealing with parents talking about secular and cussing so much.
Mm-hmm.
I got away with it. I was playing it, but I still ain't get yo, turn that shit off. You know what I mean?
Word.
Nah, I didn't get that.
I don't like none of that.
You couldn't play none of that?
Nah.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, I got away with it. I was bad. I was
You had
still
mama and daddy in it?
Yeah, I was stealing tapes. I was stealing from the record store. I was stealing, bro. I was playing the shit. I was playing X-Clan.
What?
I was playing, man.
And what are your parents saying?
Easy-E.
So, okay, you got on Too Short, and your mama walking past your room, and it's just like, bitch, like she not doing nothing.
I mean, families.
Man, you ain't playing freaking tales. You ain't playing freaky tales, bro.
I was playing all this shit. I played Me So Horny, bro.
What?
Bro, let me tell you what happened. So, you know, when you grow in the hood, Philly, you know, shit, Friday night, be the round table. They playing Pinochle. They playing Knuckles. They drinking, you know. Even at a young age, I was like the fetch for the liquor. You know what I'm saying? It was also, yo, go pour me a finger back in the day. The finger must have been like a shot glass, but how they would tell us to do it is put 2 fingers. They wanted 2 fingers. That's where you pour the liquor up to. If you want a finger, you pour 1 liquor. So we had it like, we was already hearing it, so they probably was like, man, shit, pop that pussy ain't nothing to what we saying in the house already, so go ahead, young. You know what I'm saying? What? But it was also a flip side, was like, it was hip hop. So at the same time, it was like, that shit ain't gonna last, that bullshit. Y'all gotta stop listening to, you know, da-da-da. So
Right.
I often would be combative with my mom making me clean the crib on Saturday and having to listen to anywhere from Barbra Streisand to, you know, Luther to shit. Sometimes it was even some of the early hip hop shit. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Seeing shit. So I had that, but I always talk to people. It's like, bro, I couldn't listen to nothing in the household. Was that y'all?
I don't know, bro. What? And my mom is it's a Caribbean West Indian, like mom's wolves.
So no, kill the bitch. None of that.
What?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, but you still at the gathering, cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar, cent, dollar. They just dropping that shit low, like, oh, dollar. Would they go to the dollar? What? You know what I'm saying? Man, dog, like, to me, that was like the crazy part, just listening to the Latin, because you still getting that, you know, Ruben Blades, you know, corazón, just like all this, you getting this right here, this pocket, you know what I'm saying? And so,
that's a respectful pocket.
You know what I mean? Yeah. The love pocket, you know, and that immediately goes into like what that section of the R&B catalog, you know what I mean? So when you get in a room with R&B influences, like when we came out here to LA, it was all about not saying no. You know what I mean? We just got out of Chicago, we hear, like, hey, so Ellen DeGeneres just signed a kid by the name of Grayson Chance. Do you think you got, yep. Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Because they was giving 20,000s per.
Right.
That's a 20,000 per back then.
That's a fact.
So everything was yes. You know what I'm saying? And so we already had so many different musical influences, but then also the research. Okay, we, you know, see what type of artist he is. You do your evaluation. Then we go on a research bag. That's one thing. Clark was good for that, man. I don't mean to be telling your stories, man, but fuck that shit. This got to be a good interview for you, dog. Let's just fight afterward, bro. This nigga took the hard drive of one of his exes, like her pops or somebody in her family that she was dating. Her grandfather. But he came back with that hard drive to LA. We converted it, put it in a folder. Everybody had it. and it was like organized from like the 50s. It was like he came back with Spotify before Spotify was invented.
Yo, why you ain't return the hard drive?
Nah. So basically, I was dating this young lady, and
Your setup is crazy. Got it.
I was dating this young lady. Shout out. And you know what I'm saying, we became super cool, and she's like, yo, man, went on a little, a little trippy trip with her. Boom. Me and her grandfather started really like mashing.
Word.
Like, dang, man, it's crazy. He's like, yeah, I got crazy vinyls. I got too many or whatever like that. And he's like, yo, I got all this. So he showed me all this vinyls. And he's like, yo, I got this drive or whatever. I said, look, I said, look, I promise you, can I have your drive? I promise you, you get it back. I promise you, I'm talking about right away or whatever like that. He said, I like you a lot, man. Yeah, you can have the drive. And he gave me the drive. They gave me the drive. I came back and I said, yo, we call it the vote.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? We call it the vote. Like, yo, we gonna go, like when we be like, we gotta go on the vote.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
And walk around.
And he gave me the vote, bro. Close the drive, man. You know what I'm saying? Even
Aaron Michael Cox, it was me and Aaron. Cause like think about the power of what the Interns was, right? You gotta have somebody that's gonna find the drive in the crew. You gotta have the young kid that's still in college that's a full nerd, but equally or even better, you know what I'm saying, talented, and that when the drive come in is going to convert it and make it a folder and just have it in everybody's laptop. Then you gotta have somebody that's gonna go in there and chop. Like how we all used to work is crazy.
Yeah, it's like a Voltron, man. Cause like even like everybody's ear different. So I give you an example. I go in that drive and I found something that we actually used that had J-Lo and Robin Thicke on it. It was, and when I found out what it was afterward, I think it was Hari Kisha, something like that. Like it was like some like
Japanese.
No. It was like Arabic or whatever. Hari Kisha, but it was like a praise song. It was like saying like hallelujah, hallelujah, whatever. It's like Hari Kisha, da 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 ba 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 da da ade na de. So I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. So I went in the studio.
Wait, he had all this on the drive?
Yeah.
Was he a DJ?
Yeah, I don't know if he was a DJ. I never asked that question. I ain't about to lie.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But I do know that he had all these records and all these feels.
That's crazy.
And everything's about feel. That's why when you said affordable healthcare, everything is about a feel.
Yeah.
So we just like, yo, man, if we can't give you a certain feeling, then it's just like, all right, cool, it's just cool. But everything is about a feel. So he had all these different like shit songs on there that I ain't never heard in my life. That was crazy. And we used to just come in there and we'd come in there, even if we don't take the sample, we go for the feel. And by going for the feel, we create something different. See, every time everybody want to go for, you know what I'm saying, the sample right now, people is like blatantly taking the samples and they just sampling that shit and looping it, not even knowing what the publishing behind it is. But they're not like, they don't have a strategy of taking the sample, placing it different places for elements to make it be like, yo, you know what? That is creative. So even when people hear the records we flip, them motherfuckers creative.
Right.
To date. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So even outside of that, it's a lot of records that we feel, you know what I'm saying, that we make feels on, you know what I'm saying, to make you just be like, damn, this feel like it could be something, but where did they get it from? We was great at that, the whole squad.
Yeah, I think that comes with people being a little bit more musical. Do you think because you guys are both like inclined, in tune to maybe playing and doing certain things, you could use those elements like that? Because a lot of us that came up, they do records, but they go for the sample because they can't manipulate anything else. Like, some people can't play keys, some people can't get a musician.
That's what I'm saying. It goes back to that teamwork, right? Like, Two don't play no instrument, so all his superpowers is understanding the feel.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That's his full-on department. We don't do the same things,
right?
You know what I mean? Right. So to have somebody that's able to identify, right? Because I would, you know, like you said, that drive had thousands of songs on it. I would never pick that song. And that to me, you know, it took for us to work individually for me to be able to see like, damn, that was what his superpower was.
Yeah,
because a cosign beat by itself is not the same as an Internz beat.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? When Two go through that drive, I don't know, his pride, he weird, man. He be writing stuff down on napkins and shit. He got a whole little like process.
Is the napkin real?
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
So check this out. We all dress different, right? You look different. He look different. I look different, right? Music is a style, you know? So from the creation of music by being a style, man, every time we got in the studio, man, everybody got their own opinion as we create, they doing whatever. So my mind is operating with something different. I just grab whatever first, but like for some reason, I always like the texture of writing on like a paper towel, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You can't even write on a paper towel.
But I used to always write. Am I BF? I used to always write on a paper towel, right? And then like, you know, from the texture of it, I just say like, I give you an example. I may say, we may be listening to something or somebody may be playing the music or whatever, or I may play a beat or whatever. So I grab a paper towel and be like, at minute 145, this played and I heard strings that sound like this. So what I did was create bookmark margins for myself. So I got these paper towels that I just come back to. So then when we create, I'll be like, oh yeah, man, check this out. We got some feels or whatever like that. I got this idea right here. You know what I'm saying? This how this sound right here. And you bring it up and be like, yeah, but we gonna go for the feel at 145, not the feel whole record. But guess what? Flip the chorus. What that sound like? How you flip the chorus?
Wow.
I don't play the chorus.
Right.
Hey man, let's do like 3 different versions. Yeah, that's it right there. Let's do that. Import. Let's go. And instead just start building from there.
That's dope. And from your perspective, you like, oh, the feel is there, so you ain't got to guess. You just in there trying to figure out what's the right chords, what's the right sound.
So instead of starting from 0, right? If I open up a session and I'm starting from 0, this right here, shit, I could be starting from 80. You know what I'm saying? Like when he that Robin Thicke, J-Lo joint that he was talking about, I'm talking about the heavy lifting is done.
Right.
Now this is where I just tap into the FAMU, arrangement.
Damn.
That's a word that people just really
Arrangement.
The first 6 seconds of your track, bro. I done watched some of the greatest of all time go through beats like this. Cause the intro is so underwhelming.
That's right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when it came to, I even think about like Anaconda. I hope I ain't skipping too far ahead, but a moment like that, the idea was there, but it's like, how do you start it? So the song wasn't even called Anaconda. We had this, I remember going to buy the actual CD. I'm like, let me just try to get some analog off of this and not just rip it off of MP3. And we just listening to the whole song. Two always say this shit in the studio. He like, song going by, sample going by, my Anaconda don't want to. Like, see now, if I made beats, that's how I'm starting the shit off right there.
That's right.
Right there. That's how I'm starting. And I'm just sitting there with the laptop, everything set up like, thank you.
Fuck it.
Boom.
Do that.
My Anaconda. Pew. My Anaconda. But it's like, I'm arranging it like how FAMU would play it at a halftime show.
That's hard.
You know what I'm saying? All these black people are not coming for a football game. They're coming for a halftime show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So years of being an HBCU culture and knowing what a hot 10 minutes look like, a hot 15 from the first
you had to.
strike.
If you didn't do that, then you was off the field.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
FAMU is royalty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So arrangement, man, is powerful once you get the idea.
Let's stay there for a second. In arrangement space, I had 2 different types of arrangement. I had making beats and I had mixtapes. When I did the intro for the mixtape, that was my arrangement. Y'all about to hear the best artists that y'all never heard before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the billboard for it. Where do you learn arrangement? How do you learn arrangement? Is this something you do by trial and error? Is this something you do by listening to lots of music and be like, yo, Teddy Riley did his arrangement like this? Do I copy that? Some people out here now, even the kids, don't know 4 bars or 8 bars.
That's all, I was about to say
Why
that.
the arrangement has to grab your attention.
It's song analysis, right? So before I had any hits, you know what I'm saying, I was a college professor. When I graduated from Columbia College Chicago, and shout out Columbia College Chicago, because May 18th, I get a Doctor of the Arts, you know what I mean?
Congratulations.
From my alma mater.
Right.
Thank you. And so that opportunity upon graduation to now articulate, right? The name of my class was called Hip Hop Beat Making. Nice and simple. Because what I noticed is what we were doing in my mama basement, we weren't doing at Columbia College. And my homies got deals out here, Universal, Black Ground, they really moving in the city. The school dry as hell. Ain't nobody got no motion in school. So what we were doing in the basement and what I was learning from your Sick One and Tommy Skillfinger, rest in peace, Doug Infinite, No ID, mixed with FAMU and song analysis though, right? So when the song comes on, what we used to do in class is, how long is the intro? How long is the hook? How long is the verse? What instruments are in the intro? What instruments are in the hook? It's like unpacking the ingredients of a sandwich. If you eat a sandwich and it's like, man, it's a great sandwich. Common sense question is, what do they put in it? What are the ingredients? And so I take that same approach when I'm listening to music to reverse engineer it. You know what I mean? And write that out. And then, man, do my own spin on it. Add some cheese on it now. You know what I'm saying? Put a little brie on this thing, man. Not mozzarella. You know, back to what Tu was saying as far as style, you know, you innovate, you push it forward, you make it yours.
Right. And for the feel of it, right, how do you know if an artist is supposed to do 16 bars, 30 bars, a B-sec?
I'm always like a firm believer to being in the kitchen. Shit, we probably need to start a show called In the Kitchen.
In the kitchen. Still that.
Yeah, it's already copyrighted. When you get an opportunity to be in the kitchen, you get opportunity to place things the right way, right? So I give you an example. If Quincy was probably in the studio with Mike, and he like, yo, man, I'm gonna start the so they probably was grooving. They probably was like, it's close to me. You know what? We ain't even put no hook. We're starting with that because the groove got you. And then you coming in, you know what I'm saying? Very smooth, very slick. So every time me and Coast made records, it was like, yo, it's either that intro gonna make you be like, that's my song to come on, or that vocal, that's an intro that's gonna make you be like, that's my joint.
Right.
You have to have that feeling when you got a hit.
Right.
If we think about every record that was possibly a hit and we didn't know it was gonna be a hit, it has some kind of cadence from a beat, a cadence verbally.
Yeah.
That made you be like, go shorty, it's your birthday. We're gonna party. I mean, when 50 came out, man, I said on K, like, go, nigga. He's upside down. Me and my boy Dejan on the couch, we like, it's your birthday. We go, son, like, it was like, party like this shit. You're like, yo, that shit is hard. You're like, yo, this shit is hard. That's how you gotta feel. Right. If you don't motherfucking make a record,
right,
and niggas be like, yo,
right,
I don't know.
Right.
You may be like, I don't like it. It's kind of whatever, but I don't know, man. It is kind of catchy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. One time for the birthday, yeah. Boom, 2 times on birthday, yeah. 3 times on a birthday, yeah.
It's the
boom.
rise. Yep.
And you're like, oh, okay, you going to keep it? Every girl keeping the damn, you going to damn blow, man. It's your birthday. By the time it's your birthday, her hand on her hip like this. You know what I'm saying? So right. It's all these elements. So every time we created these records, bro, we knew the impact of people, right? Because sometimes when you make records, you go off a feel, but then when you create and try to have an impact on others, how do we make others say, all right, we feeling this.
Right.
We locked into this mode.
Right. So I always tell this is the infamous story, and I've been living like this for 3 years. You were the first person to tell me about Buffalo Wild Wings and this thing, and this thing that you set up. And I could never explain it to people, but I would show them a playlist of what I meant because I could never articulate like he. And I want you to tell about it. And this may be a secret, but it's cool. Because we need in 2025, we need some of these records to feel just like you said, one time for the birthday. Like, and go into the risers where these songs are becoming better and more into hits. How do you explain that in the Buffalo Wild Wings?
So, here we go. Buffalo Wild Wings. So the Buffalo Wild Wing era is this, right? Think about it. You had Red Robins, you had actual Buffalo Wild Wings. And you there, you eating, you with your folks, and you know it's music playing. But the music that's playing is the top records that America love. People know those records.
For the past how many years? 30, 40 years?
30, 40 years and growing.
Yep.
And I said, man, if we could just have records that'll play in Buffalo Wild Wings, we made it. We made it. And guess what? We had a slew of records and been blessed to play in Buffalo Wild Wings. So I was like, yo, man, is that a Buffalo Wild Wing? Because that's a Buffalo Wild Wing, man. You out of here. I'll be like, yo, man, that's a Buffalo Wild Wing right there. They're going to be playing that in Buffalo Wild Wings, bro. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? And it's the top records, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't get, like, in a commercial public place, they play all the top records for real, for real. Not the, you know what I'm saying, online, mom and pop shop stuff is like the real records that they play online. And that's Buffalo Wild Wings, man.
That's amazing. Like I said, for the past 2 years, I've been trying to figure out how to stay in Buffalo Wild Wings. You know what I mean?
That's so.
That's
I
been
forgot that he used to say that shit all the time.
Bro,
Yeah, that's
but
hilarious.
it changed my life, bro. It's too like I try to make my own rendition and call it the Cheez-Its. And the Cheez-Its, these are just the songs with a little bit of cheese, but they just not quite Buffalo Wild Wings, but it's like the cheesy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I mean, I think now, man,
That's hilarious.
I think now, man, if I was engaged, you know what I'm saying, how I used to be, man, today Buffalo Wild Wings is so universal. You got to be like across the board. You know what I'm saying? You got to be like, hey, can I score in the rap category, R&B, country, pop, you know what I'm saying, dance? It's like, yo, we always thought about that, but like now, like you say, people are more accepted to say, hey, man, you could try anything and put it out and see what happens.
Right. The process of walking in the studio, and this is referring to Buffalo Wild Wings, because y'all so outspoken as people, just take J-Lo, for instance. You go in the studio, she knows why she's working with you.
Yep.
But she doesn't know if she's in her space of having a hit versus just, I just want a song to be chill. Because, you know, every artist come in and be like, bro, I don't feel like working on hits at this point. Mm-hmm. How do you convince them to stay in that mode? Because the business is about hits. I always, as a DJ, I never wanted to play a song and see the crowd part. I hate it.
No, but that's what they call us for. Like, our reputation, if you go just even back to Big Sean, you know, the Interns is the first single. It's the excitement. It's the jet fuel. It's the sound of we trying to get out the hood and take care of our family. So it's like, what I notice is that the up-tempos are the ones that are guarantee you on the album.
Facts.
The mid, the cool, the something from the heart, maybe. But usually, by the time they get to us, they already got that. You know what I'm saying? I for a while, I used to feel some type of way because it's like, man, we single whores. They come to us, the album already done, and they just want us to just give them something exciting to kick off that first one and just love us and leave us.
Shit, I'm going for that. You know, that joint gonna be in Buffalo Wild Wings.
But I used to ask Dream about that all the time. Like, why you got so much money, dog? Like, what is it that you doing?
You
Like,
got a lot of money.
We the interns, bro. Like, what are you doing? And he used to be like, man, well, you know, me and Tricky, we got a lot of real estate on these projects. We doing whole Mariah Carey albums, whole Dream albums, half of Beyonce.
Real estate.
It's the real estate. Mm-hmm. So that's when I realized the importance of, even from a branding standpoint, people need to see us as executive producers.
Right.
As opposed to single whores.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what they coming to us for. They coming to us for the excitement, and that's the style that we chose to just roll with. Like, all right, cool, we the interns. But what make us different from everybody else? We always going left to center. We always going, and that's a lot of, you know, Clark coming with some idea that's like, man, where did you even find this? Like, whenever, that's the emotion of like what you hear, like, wait, what is that? We know that's a good sound.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Put that, line that up, loop that up.
Facts.
You know, so.
With the artists, you know, coming into a room, we got a lot of young folks that watch the show. How hard is it to convince the artists that y'all made something special?
Man,
has there been some times where you were in there and like, I'm telling you, this is it, and they just ain't believe?
I think it's everything is a vibe thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is about vibe and energy, you know what I'm saying? Artist Don Cannon comes into the studio, seem like your energy kind of off, you kind of on your phone. Even though we in here working, we making tracks or whatever like that, and maybe a couple of, you know what I'm saying, members in the building too. Mm-hmm. But the energy just off and you just, you know what I'm saying, texting, doing whatever. It's about like how you feel and how you got to catch it, right? It kind of draw back to what Coach was saying about Big Sean ass. We didn't been created that, but you know how long it took for him to record that record? I'm talking about the album was like probably damn near over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
I remember.
And No Idea was working with Nas and him. And he's like, I just got to find that one record for him, whatever like that. And it just sitting there like an egg, you know? He's like, wait, hold on. He ain't finished this? Oh, no.
Yeah, he said, I need something young. And I'm like, we the youngest niggas in here.
Right.
And you won't even put our song on the damn album. Right. What are you doing? Right. You know what I'm saying? Then he ran it back and listened to it again and was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then Sean, you know what I'm saying, like, jumped on it and finished it, and, you know what I'm saying, the rest was history. But I just say, man, it's about vibe and energy, man. You got to be able to read the room. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? As a producer, you got to read the room, that's even when you press play. You got to be able to read the room, because, like, right now, we in a sim beat era. We in a, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, let's check out these beats. We're not in the era of, all right, we go make halfway ideas and not finish them, and just see what we go vibe and go with.
Facts. How important is being cool versus uncool? So I have some things where people, you know, they come to me and they're like, bro, I can't do that because that's not cool. I feel like when we do Buffalo Wild Wings, it ain't cool anyway. You know what I mean? But you're the cool person. Why is it because you do a song that you're not cool? I wanted to jump into the thought process of, you know, not being afraid to do a certain sound. Like, you know, presenting ass to somebody in the new generation, some of these kids, like, you're honest, I'm cooler than that. How do you convince them to make that record?
Well, for me, it wouldn't be a convince because that came from Big Sean. That wasn't our idea. He said, if I have an idea,
The beat did it. He had the idea, but the beat did it.
Well, then you know what I'm saying? So that's like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, like,
all the kids now, they're cool. You know what I'm saying? They just want to be cool. They don't want to be looked at as uncool. And I feel like if they turn around and made, I like big butts and I cannot lie, that would be uncool to them. They feel like they can't walk through the room.
That's the thing. Sometimes cool doesn't necessarily age well. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the cats younger that was cool doing wild shit that my mama would never let me do. Like when I came back, I went back to Chicago not too long ago, and the homie, man, Gio, he put his arm around me. He like, man, I'm proud of you, Cole, man. I'm proud of you, man. I remember when we was younger, man, you always had morals and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what it's like to be locked up, man. Like, you just, you know 26 in California. What does 26 in California mean to you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and you know, I wish my mom was alive to be like, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, like, thank you for helping me to be okay with staying away from this shit and carrying my saxophone. Because you talk about not cool, you know what I'm saying? Man, I'm walking around with a fucking saxophone.
That's right.
Still to this day, though. Mm-hmm. But when you look at somebody like a Terrace Martin and Masego and Kamasi, you know, Kamasi is a bar in a Kendrick song.
Right.
Is that cool? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When people start using your gift. And so when you start seeing like and paying attention to elements that are timeless, you know, a lot of times when I'm referring to certain songs, I refer to them as copyrights. Because if something like an American Idol, which is like a Buffalo Wild Wings, this is a TV show where we just sing classic songs. All the songs that make it there, those are copyrights. Mm-hmm. These are songs that when they start evaluating your catalog, yeah, you got 250 songs in your catalog, but it's like 10 that make 90% of the money in the catalog. Those songs, you know, that's a different pocket, you know?
It's definitely a different pocket. Music-wise, I got a segment, and the segment is called Live and Die Hip Hop. I'm gonna change it a little bit because you guys got pop and R&B hits. So actually what this means is it's a large spectrum. On the live side, I did anything for the passion of music because I loved it so much. So when I'll just give you an example, when I was younger, my mom would give me money to go and get groceries from the farmer's market. I would go steal all the groceries and go buy records.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, Live and Die, me and Drum got in the raid. You know what I'm saying? All for the love of hip hop. Are those situations, I'm gonna tell you another story that I told High Tech, and the story was Leslie Brathwaite, the mixer, right? He told me a story when he was younger. All his friends went to the record store out here, and Low End Theory just dropped by Tribe Called Quest. He went in the store, they went all in there, and he was like so infatuated with this album. And they had the little CD stands at the time, and you put the headphones on, you could listen to them. And then they wanted to party. He's like, I want to listen to the album. I'm like, come on, man, let's go party. He said, yo, I'll catch up with y'all later. Let me listen to this album. So they's like, all right, man. They leave. He listened to the album. They all died in a car crash. Yeah, so it's live and die hip hop. Has you been any moments where you put everything on the line on a positive side and something happened on a negative side? Let both of y'all speak on it.
Man, I put it on the line to have kids at a younger age. Man, I've been raising kids ever since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Your first kid?
I know what that feel like. I was in high school. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So, you know, like senior year. So I've been having kids ever since I was a kid, man. And having a kid at a young age, you know, first nobody even taught me how to dream. Always been a dreamer, bro. I always thought yo, man, one day I'm gonna leave here. I was in high school saying one day I'm gonna leave here. Not knowing that I even be sitting here talking to you or even doing any of this, right?
Facts.
So it's like having kids at a young age, I rolled the dice and took a chance on what I believed to make a better living for myself. I went against every odd. Mother, family, everybody thought I was crazy. I mean, I was homeless, living out of, you know what I'm saying, a conversion van. That's how I met Coast. You know what I'm saying? I had all my clothes in the back, but you look at me, you can't tell, because guess what? I'm going to keep my phone on and keep it cut. You know what I mean? That's my whole presentation, to be like, you can't figure me out. But I ain't got a place to stay. And with doing that and going through those trials, man, you know what I'm saying, I didn't be available like I should have, you know what I'm saying, at a young age, with having kids at a young age. And I said, I'm rolling the dice, dog. I ain't got nothing to lose.
Fatherhood.
I ain't got nothing to lose, dog, but I'm doing this for the sake of y'all. And trust me. And God said, let there be light, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Not only did that happen, man, I'm talking about like beyond my wildest dreams of things happening when that happened, and what came after it, even to this day, has been like a testament, man. So I took a chance on my dream, even though I had different responsibilities, but in my heart, I knew what I was doing it for.
Hell of a story. What you?
Shit, I don't know how to beat that. You know what I'm saying?
You can't shadow that,
I
huh?
wasn't no raw dog champion in high school. You gonna come from the perspective of a raw dog champion? You know what I'm saying? Slinging meat on the south side to come up with this thing. You gotta send us these questions so I can prepare for that. Search my beautiful ass story. I started getting emotional and shit. I remember the first time.
I ain't gonna lie, I was over here like, damn. Shit.
I better put some real music behind that shit, man. With Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith. Hey, nah, that's so funny though, because when I think about, you know, the first time like I seen Two with his son, right?
Yeah.
I think he was picking me up from school. So I'm getting out of school. I'm at Columbia downtown.
That's crazy.
He come pick me up. He got a boy that looked, I mean, like, bro, you had this baby out your penis, man. What is going on here? Fucking, you got a spitting image of yourself, bro. I was like, what? And he was older too. I'm like, wait, well, this is a real boy. You know, we still, kids wasn't even on my mind. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of why I'm like, damn, are you living out your van? You got a son? Well, shit. I got an inheritance in a 3-bedroom house. Like the way that's why I talk about life insurance, you know, and my wife has her life insurance. I don't know if it's like certificate but if my mom doesn't have that, bro, I'm not here. You know, she took care of me in death, in life and in death.
That's right.
Setting me up. Look, you know, you make sure you graduate from college. I graduated 3 years later on Mother's Day. That's what messed me up. You know what I'm saying? 3 years later on Mother's Day, but like the grind, like the sacrifice, the journey, it's like, I gotta make this lady proud. She sacrificed everything for me. And then this my partner, me and Two didn't grow up together. I just believed him when I met him. I'm like, yo, something about this man say he ain't gonna be denied. You know what I mean? I have a little bit more to invest, but I don't know what I'm doing. And like, I need a big brother during this season because I'm heartbroken. So the timing of our worlds coming together, and that's why I always stress, like, success is a byproduct of brotherhood. We didn't get around each other and put somebody on a payroll. We just said we was gonna attack our dreams together, and by us looking out for each other, having each other back, that turned into, man, Black history. You know, so I know that's still not as good as...
No. Life has its way of showing you what you should be cherishing.
Man.
A lot of young folks also, and people still producing, they have teams, right? You got 808 Mafia, Cool and Dre, you got the Neptunes, you got the Interns. The strain on relationship from the music business, being friends, and because I know this and I'm getting deep into it, there's been some times where y'all butt heads. How did you guys get away from the main goal and then get back to the main goal? Through brotherhood, through the love of the music, or was it something where it was like, yo, I ain't mean to be that way? Or I was thinking I was being a certain way and I was going too far.
I had to go broke. The bag had to be gone. Okay. I had to move out of LA and go sit my ass down and just like really realize, I'm really on some MC Hammer, Bobby Brown shit. Like this is a 10 out of 10. I'm wilding. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, wow.
I came out here, and I don't know if it was just like the allure of not even realizing that things were actually possible and it was really gonna happen for us, that I just feel guilty of having way too much fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so for me, you know, grown man life is accountability.
That's right.
And being like, all right, well, let's just start with I'm the problem. You know what I mean? And me having my, you know, my spiritual roots, forgiveness is a real thing. And I know that that's not always a cool thing, right? You hear, you know, God forgives, I don't. That's not how I live my life.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of benefits on the other side of forgiveness.
That's right.
So it's like, if I can be real and say, I know there was times when I was wilding, and if this is real brotherhood, brothers fight. You know what I'm saying? We definitely, even before we had hits, we'd just be like, wait, what you say at home? Move this table out the way. And that was for the crew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The house could easily turn into, because my house was like a frat house.
Right.
I'm 20 years old with a crib across the street from the police station.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing going on over here in Broadview. And man, you know, to me, I just feel like it's so typical to come out of Chicago, right, have a little bit of success, then get on some nigga shit and bicker and then hate each other forever. Like, that's just typical fuck-ass story.
That's right.
You know what I mean? To me, to be able to be like, nah, you know what? Because I remember, you know, my wedding was coming up, and like me and this nigga was beefing. I'm making my little list. I'm like, as a groomsman, man, looking at him, I'm like, nah, fuck that. But I gotta have my brother. I don't care what's going on. I need him. You know what I mean? So that's my side of it. I don't know how your side looks.
Yeah, man, it's all about having them uncomfortable conversations.
That's right.
But you gotta be mature enough to have them, right?
That's right.
You can have all the conversations in the world, but it's a difference between like listening and hearing. And we all have been in different places in our life and probably have did a lot of different things, you know what I'm saying, at that moment in that time, you know, in our life. But man, life is a never ending story of growth.
That's right.
So for me, man, it was just one of them things that just like, yo, man, my brother went through some times, you know, and I can't hold, like, it's like, how important is life to me? Yeah, we did this. Yeah, we changed our life. But man, guess what? It's so much life we got to live after this.
That's right.
There's nobody that's great that's been in music that's still being at the same height and caliber.
That's right.
You know? So it's just like, yo, bro, we got to live this thing called life.
That's right.
So not only do I understand what you went through, let's talk about it and let's see, you know what I'm saying, where we at and how we have grown. And that's what it is.
Man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. All in one sentence. I'm going to name a few things. You tell me in one sentence what it means. No ID.
Wizard of Oz.
Changed my life.
Changed my life. No ID has changed my life. No ID is the Wizard of Oz.
1000%.
Chicago hip hop.
Legendary.
The best in the world.
Chicago hip hop is the best in the world. Hold on, we got to stop right there real quick. Stop right there. In one sentence, what makes Chicago the best hip hop in the world? You can say his name if you want, or you can say, you know, why. I thought he was headed to Kanye West being the best music artist.
I mean, I was about to rap. I was gonna rap the chorus of "Hey" by Crucial Conflict.
Oh,
that would be my answer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and then when I
adrenaline rush.
Come on. Lupe, I just was with Lupe. I finally got a chance to chop it up with Lupe and talk about, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, you know, Jay-Z executive produced Lupe early, but it was like, what was Hov doing with Lupe around? Why was they interesting.
We can move past it. So you got that's a heavy argument right there.
Oh no, I mean I'm ready for it.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of comments.
And I'm gonna put the Chicago Bulls. If you want to take it to sports, I'm gonna put the Chicago Bulls right there. I'm riding with the town.
We definitely battling that. The move to California in one sentence.
Life changing.
Well, you said that already, man.
Everything life changing, bro. He said no ID changed his life in California, changed his life.
The move to California started my career.
To play in the NBA.
The move to California to play in the NBA. Now we gonna stop here too, cause these is unpacked.
Why is y'all giggling, man? Why is niggas in?
You actually thought you was going to the NBA, bro?
Cannon, I'm 6'2",
Listen. Before he gets into his spill.
I'm sick.
Before he gets into a spill, we played ball for 2 years together. Yeah, we played ball. Holmes is nice. NBA, nigga.
You know, Bobby just did this shit to be on This Is R&B podcast. He had a whole moment where he just wanted to tear me down as a hooper.
He played with us too. And I'm looking at him. Hey, slick back. Slick back. You ain't NBA material, nigga. That's my man, Jay.
Bobby and Jay.
Listen, bro. It ain't that. I ain't that. You know what I'm saying? I was expecting him to say, yo, I got hit to LA. He said they're playing the NBA.
Well, no. I meant musically. I meant like,
Okay.
this is the NBA of music.
Okay, let's clean it up.
So if I want, because like, when I first started making a beat, first thing that came to my head was like, now how am I going to be better than Timbaland?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And then you fast forward to nights in the studio where Timbaland's just in the studio scratching his head. Or I don't have nothing to play tonight.
Right.
Like, granted, Aaliyah, his catalog, there's nothing to talk about. Timbaland is Timbaland.
That's right.
But I also watched that movie Little Giants. You know what I'm saying? One time. That still leaves one time. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about that one time in the lab. And I'm like, yeah, Timbaland. Boom, man. Her name is Tink, sir. You ain't got that. You don't have that on your laptop. She from Chicago. Jeremiah's on the hook. You don't have nothing that sounds like her, sir.
Talk it.
It's an Internz night in here tonight.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And then, boom, it's that Timbaland uppercut I have been praying for since I first turned on the MPC.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, what the
Now, I'll co-sign that one. I'll co-sign that.
Cool.
Last 3 sentences. Co-sign.
Man, friend first, brother, business partner, I love him.
2.
Genius.
I'll co-sign that.
Tough as nails. An army by itself.
Tough as nails. 2 is tough as nails. Interns. Last sentence.
We still hungry and we'll fuck y'all up. Promise you
The
that.
interns are still hungry and will fuck y'all up.
I promise you that. This is sport. This is sport for me. I promise you that. I've been sitting at the crib like, yeah, I see everything. I promise you that.
Biggest musical influences that y'all would look to. Mine was DJ Premier. And then I finally told High Tech last night that I actually was like jealous of him and his musical talent as a hip hop producer. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of beats he made. I was like, bro, why the fuck I ain't make that? What the fuck is wrong with me?
To me, that's the best feel. That's the best compliment any producer can ever give any producer.
Yeah, and he was like,
You
why,
hear-
bro? You good as hell. I said, nah, bro. Nah. You made some shit that I was like,
Yeah, the songs have to piss you off. When I feel like I gotta call somebody and cuss, bro,
right.
because the song is so good that I'm angry, bro. That's the feel. That's the compliment. That's what I'm looking for from my peers. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, so musical influences, I said Premier, High Tech. I mean, JD, you could have 1, you could have 2, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
Oh man, I've been waiting for this moment to run it down.
Okay, run it down.
I'm saying, me personally, man, I got Teddy Riley, I got Rodney Jerkins, I got Timbo, I got Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, and I got Puff.
Wow, okay, you name those names. Before we get to you name those names. You had to make a hit in 1996, and you was gonna get fired. Who you going with? Had all those
96? 1996, if I had to make a hit, I'm go rock with Timbo.
Okay, 2002.
2002, I'm go rock with Timbo. I can tell you why.
Tell me.
We fish grease 2002. I mean, 2000?
Yeah.
Early 2000, we fish grease.
Facts.
Timbo fish grease.
Facts.
96, what is that? Huh?
Change
That
the
sounds
sound.
crazy.
Change the
What is that? Who is these VA cats? Like, all this stuff sound different.
Mm-hmm.
So it sets up the wave for the years to come. That's why I say that.
Great answer. Influence.
I always got to start with Quincy.
Quincy.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Good one.
musician first, musicianship theory. He doing stuff with Sinatra. You know what I'm saying? Before Mike, I'm with Sinatra. extremely, what is a genre? Quincy said, fuck genres.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So I'm rocking with Quincy on the music side. But then I'm coming back, of course, with, you know, Timbo and Pharrell and Teddy Riley, Ye, No ID, JD, of course. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my influence for sure.
Year 2000, who you running with if you had to make a hit or you was gonna get fired?
2000, gotta make a hit, gonna get fired. Is Ye around there? Can I call Ye in 2000?
We count Blueprint was 2001, right?
Is that when Blueprint happened?
What was the Dynasty was before that? Was Ye making hits on Dynasty?
No, he was doing like underground mixtape.
Oh, yeah, underground mixtape.
All right, so let me go earlier.
That's what he was like producing with D Dot and them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Hitmen and all that different stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He was mixtape Ye.
Mixtape, yeah.
Was Pharrell around? We call Pharrell?
Yeah.
What you talking about? Pharrell?
This is 2000. Only person that wasn't around was Quincy Jones.
Pharrell,
actively.
Right.
Pharrell been understudy with Teddy, but Pharrell still wasn't like the for real.
Yeah, the Neptune, I always liked the Neptune sound, man, just because it was like, man, they got hits and they not sampling shit. So coming from the crib, everybody was, you know, Edward Scissorhands, man, just chopping crazy, dog. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is Edward Scissorhands, dog.
That's what we call No ID. Edward Scissorhands, chopping champ.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for somebody that I had a musical skill set, but it's like, how do I do this and not be corn?
Right.
Because sometimes just produced out beats could be corn. You know, that's why I got a huge respect for Lil Jon.
Yeah.
But Lil Jon was just beep, 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 but them drums was so disrespectful, and his taste of how he layered synths with the hip hop was just crazy. So yeah, I probably call both of them. I go with Pharrell and Lil Jon because, you know, we got some keyboard beats that's going.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I'm gonna spill the tea on that. So I'm like, you know, with Lil Jon, I used to, you know, I always call him one of the people that told me a lot about the music. And one of the things I noticed, he used to have club speakers, like real club speakers in the studio.
Of course.
You know, I used to go listen to beats at his studio. It was the loudest. I never heard nothing louder than it. Being in a room with club speakers right here in a small room.
When we got off the plane to LA, the first purchase was Guitar Center Sherwin Vega speakers. Our landlord was Harvey Mason. There's a 21-inch, the 21-inch stroker.
Harvey ain't like that though.
That's there, like the lights. And Whitney Houston is downstairs, rest in peace. You know,
Wow.
She downstairs trying to get it, and Interns is just the lights.
Hey buddy, you guys, you turn on the speakers a little bit.
Wow.
Fast forward, he's the CEO of the Grammy.
I was about to say that. I wonder if he know that. Like,
course.
Man, do you remember where we was banging out in the room?
Nah, I sat on the board for the Grammys for some years, and I remember when I first got there, Harvey wasn't the CEO, but I just was like, yo, I don't do politics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how do this shit go in here? Like, how should I act in these rooms? Harvey was like, Coach, go in there and give him hell. I was like, oh, perfect. You know what I'm saying? Perfect. And so, you know, big respect to Harvey, man. That's another, like, big homie that just renting a room in his facility was game changing, because now you got the stereotypes that are right there. So now Bruno Mars writes our second single.
Facts.
Oak is right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a whole community where if you got a little bit of writer's block, or the kids say beat block, you just go to somebody else's studio. This shit getting thrown around, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Before we get into the remake of some of y'all classics, Weapons of Choice. He got the napkin and the pen. And you know the sound. What's your weapons of choice when it goes to creating? Is it computer? Is it analog?
Oh, it's Logic everything.
Logic everything.
It's Logic.
And that's been like that. Nothing before that, no MPC.
Oh, no, MPC before.
Okay.
The training ground was MPC. If you want to learn about making beats in Chicago, you got to have your time with that MPC. You know what I'm saying? And then I went to MP and Pro Tools.
Okay.
And then I had a moment with Reason. You know what I'm saying?
I had a Reason.
And then once I got to Logic, because my homie used to work on Logic. I think it was E-Magic before Logic at FAM. But to be able to put the EQs, like MPCs and all that, they do that now. But back then, you couldn't like EQ and do all of the shit that you could do on Logic. So once I got there, that's it. The entire catalog is Logic Pro.
I'm gonna have to see this. I started on Logic 2 after the analog, and I wasn't happy.
Yeah,
Logic.
you gotta make that.
You gotta make
Shout out
that.
to Logic. Well, look, all you gotta do is use Jason Joshua plugin. You know what I'm saying? The Orion is the goddamn Fruity Loops Mac. We got Fruity Loops Mac now in Logic because of Jason Joshua.
That's a fact.
You know
Shout out to the boy Jay. Jay, take a walk with us, man. This is the Goat Farm with the goats. Internz. Let's go.